Hello traders, Gary Wagner here just after 10 o'clock in Honolulu, 4 o'clock in New York on Monday, the 30th day of March, 2015, and this is the daily report for gold and silver. After a dynamic move last week in the precious metals markets, it seems as though that has all ended at this point. We have dramatic pressure. We had the markets closing at around 97 or below 1200 on Friday. Currently trading at 1185.51, puts it off about $13 on the day. The low 81.60, currently at 85.51. The high 1193.70. Of course, we had two different strategies that we talked about to exit our last trades, both of them in rather nice profits. And now the question is, what will come next for these markets? And that's going to be our basic topic on today's daily report. Silver also trading lower on the day. It's actually off about 1.53%. Currently trading 1671. We did exit our long silver trade in at 1613, out at 1680 as a protective stop was hit. For those that actually, and I got some emails over the weekend that talked about the fact that I had pegged this high up at around 750. There were a few that actually did get out in this market at around 1740 by taking that OCO I recommended in gold and transferring that over to silver. Good move for those that had emailed me. We'll talk about silver in a little bit. So traders, a couple of things I wanted to get right to. And the first thing is really the dynamics of this last trade that we were just in. We entered the market, if you recall, markets coming down pretty solidly, and we then get this very strong day. That's right here. That gave us a couple of different things to look at, but what we did see was an engulfing bullish in terms of a candlestick pattern, and at the same time we were just about to cross. If you notice, that's going to come after because you do have a lagging indicator. You can absolutely see that now with these two lines open and the market having come down substantially. But we entered the market roughly at 71 and then began, as this market came up, to trail our stops up. On Friday, not last week Friday, but 2 weeks ago Friday, I presented a strategy, an OCO strategy, because we were really looking at the top of this market to really come in at roughly, I believe I said around 1220 was a high. Go ahead, put the order in at 1218 to get out an OCO order. So this is Friday's activity here. This is Thursday's candle here. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. On Thursday, it pops up and you do get this high. The market absolutely gives us the opportunity to get out. We had been trailing our stops up the entire way, but we absolutely saw this candle come in, hit those OCO orders, cancel the stops, and it turned out to be a pretty substantial trade. Really almost the same kind of market move that we were able to capture our first trade of the week or of the year, and we've always been in profits over time, but now this year has got some real nice profits to us, and I feel good we're back on board after having a couple of knockdowns in the market. But the key now is that now that we've hit this point, where do we think this market will go from here? And to really ascertain an area that I would look for this market to find some potential support, I've gone ahead and put up a basic fib retracement. And cursory looks, initial looks show me a couple of things that are important. First of all, you can see we have an overlapping here of our 23% and the old 76% from the big thing. So we can see there's some harmonics there, and that's quite important in the market. A 38%, 1187, we're absolutely below that. The next level is a 50% at about 1178, and that's this large line right in here. And so that would be, we would look for it to go anywhere between, call it 1169 and 1178. If it does that and we see some sort of bounce, meaning market comes up, hits this top, comes down and either finds support here at 50% or here at 61, and we get some sort of a pivot or a key reversal indicator such as a candlestick pattern, that would be the point that we would look to initiate a long position and look for the market to move back up. Big caveat in this, however, and the caveat is if it trades below this, in other words, if it continues under pressure and breaks below this particular level right here, well, that tells us that we're probably going to head and be looking for a new low to come into the market. We've got this most recent low at 1140. We break much below a 61%, and there can't be too much of a case made for a bullish model, so to speak. And so because of that, we would be looking at a different scenario. So for right now, we are absolutely in a wait and see, a holding pattern, so to speak, until we determine if this market can find support here, which is just broken through 87, 78, or 1169. And so traders, what about silver? Well, there's no doubt we had a beautiful run in silver and we made some good money in there also, but the same is going to hold true. You can see that the market came up. Our target was 1750. Unlike gold, in which it actually went through the target and back down by about $1, we never really hit our target here. You can see that this is 1746, just below the 1750. That is this line right here, and it never really even came to that line. So stops were hit, but we were in at roughly 1613. That would be right after this engulfing bullish confirmation. We rode it all the way up to the top here. As the market came down, it did stop us out, in at 13, out at 80. Really good profit there also. Equities markets back to running again. Oil a little bit softer on the day. And traders, of course, lastly is the dollar index, because as you can see, this is a daily chart. We've got this strong dollar once again. And that, of course, is what's been applying the kind of pressure that we've seen to the market today. The question is, will that continue? I think that there's a likelihood that that might. And if that's the case, will that continue to put precious metals under pressure? And that right now is the $64,000 question. This has been Gary Wagner wishing you, as always, good trading. We'll talk to you tomorrow on Tuesday for another daily update and review. Bye-bye.